जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद् अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी जगद्गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयन्मुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया। भगवत्युत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, creation, chapter number 8, prayers by Queen Kunti and Parikshit saved. Text number 32. Text 32. Please repeat after me. Kechid ahur ajam jatam punya shlokasya kirtaye yadoh प्रियस्यान्ववाये मलयस्येव चंदनं केचिदाहुरजं जातं पुण्यश्लोकस्य कीर्तये यदोह प्रियस्यान्ववाये मलयस्येव चंदनं केचिदाहुरजं जातं पुण्यश्लोकस्य कीर्तये यदोह प्रियस्यान्ववाये मलयस्येव चंदनं केचिदाहुरजं जातं पुण्यश्लोकस्य कीर्तये यदोह प्रियस्यान्ववाये मलयस्येव चंदनं। पुण्यश्लोकस्य कीर्तये रजं जातं दोप्यन्यस्य वाय मलयस्येव चन्दनं केचिदाहुरजं जातं पुण्यश्लोकस्य कीर्तये यदो प्रियस्यान्ववाये मलयस्यैव चन्दनं केचिदाहुरजं जातं यदो प्रियस्यान्ववाये माता जी से यस्यान्ववाये मलयस्येव चन्दनं यदो प्रियस्यान्ववाये मलयस्येव चन्दनं केचिदाहुरजं जातं पुण्यश्लोकस्य कीर्तये केचिदाहुरजं जातं पुण्यश्लोकस्य कीर्तये Kechid, someone, Ahuhu says, Ajam, the unborn, Jatam, being born, Punya Shlokasya, of the great pious king, Kirtaye, for glorifying, Yadoho, of King Yadu, Priyasya, of the deer, Anvavaye, in the family of Malayasya, Malaya hills, Eva as Chandanam, sandalwood. Translation purport by Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Some say that the unborn is born for the glorification of pious kings, and others say that he is born to please King Yadu, one of your dearest devotees. You appear in his family as sandalwood appears in the Malaya hills. Purport. Because the Lord's appearance in this material world is bewildering, there are different opinions about the birth of the unborn. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that he takes his birth in the material world although he is the Lord of all creations and he is unborn. So there cannot be any denial of the birth of the unborn because he himself establishes the truth. But still there are different opinions as to why he takes his birth. That is also declared in the Bhagavad Gita. He appears by his own internal potency to re-establish the principles of religion and to protect the pious and to annihilate the impious. That is the mission of the appearance of the unborn. Still, it is said that the Lord is there to glorify the pious king Yudhishthir. Lord Shri Krishna certainly wanted to establish the kingdom of the Pandavas for the good of all in the world. When there is a pious king ruling over the world, the people are happy. When the ruler is impious, the people are unhappy. In the age of Kali, in most cases, the rulers are impious. And therefore, the citizens are also continuously unhappy. But in the case of democracy, the impious citizens themselves elect their representative to rule over them. And therefore, they cannot blame anyone for their unhappiness. Maharaj Nala was also celebrated as a great pious king, but he had no connection with the Lord Krishna. Therefore, Maharaj Yudhishthir is meant here to be glorified by Lord Krishna. He had also glorified King Yadu, having taken his birth in the family. He is known as Yadava, Yaduvir, Yadunandana, etc. Although the Lord is always independent of such obligation. He is just like the sandalwood that grows in the Malaya hills. Trees can grow anywhere and everywhere. Yet, because the sandalwood trees grow mostly in the area of the Malaya hills, the name sandalwood and the Malaya hills are interrelated. Therefore, the conclusion is that the Lord is ever unborn, like the sun, and yet he appears as the sun rises on the eastern horizon. As the sun is never the sun of the eastern horizon, so the Lord is no one's son, but he is the father of everything that be. Om Adnan Timirandasya Dhananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaiham Dadati Swapadantikam Vande Aham Shri Guru Shri Utapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Rahita Shri Vishakhanvitam Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatari Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinde Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So begging the mercy from all the senior Vaishnavas, I would like to speak a few words about these beautiful verses being spoken by a great devotee of Lord Shri Krishna, that is Kunti Maharani. She has beautiful prayers that we see, sung and glorified for so many years, and her prayers are very innocent. Her prayers, as you see, even in this verse, she is saying that some say that the unborn is born for the glorification of pious kings, and others say that he is born to please King Yadu, one of your dearest devotees. She is saying some people have this conception, some people say this. So, it just shows her innocence. She is not trying to establish, or she is not trying to stamp Krishna with she's not saying that this is the way it is. But she has taken very humble position, and these prayers are very, in a very humble state of mind, she is praying to Krishna, who has always been there with her at the time of calamities. So that's why she is praying in such humble state of mind. And particularly in this verse, she is saying that you don't have to actually take birth. And actually, to be honest, like if we see Krishna appears and he disappears, both is so called because he is always, transcendentally situated. He never has to take birth. And his life, if you see, his birth is so transcendental. Even before his death, even before Krishna left, he had so many tasks to perform. And he, did so many varieties of things in only 125 years. And before his birth, Kaunsa was waiting to kill him. So his enemy was born before he took birth. That usually doesn't happen. In the material world, usually people take birth, and because of their activities, they make enemies. But Krishna, even before he took birth, the enemy was ready and trying to kill Krishna. And what was the place that he chose to take birth? Prison house. That's so transcendental. How can we even imagine that the source of all creation, that Krishna, he is taking birth in the prison? So if you tell to outsiders, they will say this cannot be God. If it is God, then he should be taking birth in a very opulent place. His birth has to be very majestic. But Krishna's transcendental activities not easy to understand. That's why we need a spiritual master. And as soon as he took his birth, he told Vasudeva, take me to Gokul. So birth was given by parents, but the childhood pastimes were enjoyed by someone else. And just in like 10, 12 years, Krishna left Vrindavan and he went on to next task because he had so many activities to perform. Krishna's activities are very marvelous, glorious. And in Srimad Bhagavatam, Shukdev Goswami says that the reason Krishna and Balaram, they both came, one of the reasons is Anugrahaya Bhaktanam Manushim Tanuma Shritam Bhavata Tadrushi Krida Yat Shrutva Tatparo Bhavet. One of the reasons you come and you take human-like form and you just act as if you are ordinary human beings, Krishna and Balaram, is because in order to create beautiful pastimes, yat shrutva tatparo bhavet, so that these beautiful pastimes will help the future generations. For millions and millions of years, people would get purified just by hearing these marvelous, glorious pastimes. Krishna himself says in Bhagavad Gita, Paritranaya sadhunam, I come to protect the pious, vinashaya cha dushkritam, annihilate miscreants, and dharma samsthapanarthaya, to establish the principles of religion. Sambhavami yuge yuge. So he tells this. But if you see, these all activities can be performed by Krishna's devotees also. Even Vishnu Tattva devotees, Vishnu Tattva incarnations, they come and they perform these activities. Like Parshuram, he annihilated so many impious kings. So Krishna doesn't have to personally come just in order to annihilate the miscreants. And Paritranaya sadhunam, the same activity can be performed by his just partial expansions. So why Krishna is coming personally? People many times think, and our acharyas have given beautiful commentaries. Especially you see in Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada mentions beautiful concepts why Krishna comes. One of the most prominent reason is what is being spoken by Kunti Maharani. She says, you have taken the birth for glorification of pious kings. And others say that you have taken birth to please King Yadu. So Yadu was also a great king, and from whom this Yadu dynasty is well known. So ideally it appears Krishna comes to glorify his devotees. There are so many beautiful devotees, and Krishna wants to reciprocate with them, and he wants to glorify them. That means he comes to show to the world that, please look, this is my devotee, and he is so amazing. Krishna doesn't come to show to the world that everybody look at me. Ideally, that thing automatically happens, because Krishna is naturally so beautiful that he doesn't have to glorify himself. He doesn't have to show to the world that I am the most beautiful. Even the demons sent by Kamsa, they only heard the description of how the enemy is going to be. He is like a child. He wears peacock feather. He wears pitambar, vastra, yellow colored garments. And, he has this type of face. And when they actually came and saw, they were mesmerized. They thought, wow, my enemy is really beautiful. So everyone gets captivated by Krishna's beauty. And Krishna came in the world, and in the Vrindavan, he showed to the world the power of his lips by sucking the life air of Putana. He established. But at the same time, he showed to the world how much merciful he is by giving her the position of Dhatri, a maid servant of Mother Yashoda in the spiritual world. So he showed that even to such enemy, I am being so merciful. To show the strength of his hands, one time when Trinavarta came and Trinavarta took him in the sky, that time Krishna first enjoyed the beautiful aerial route. He was having the bird's eye view of Vrindavan. He was enjoying, he was having a ride. Krishna, he doesn't have to go to some Disneyland or beautiful rides, or sometimes people go in helicopter, they want to see the city from top. So Krishna enjoyed his ride, and then when he wanted to kill the demon, he put his arm around his neck and he made himself very heavy, and the demon came down crashing on the ground and died on the spot. To show to the world how beautiful his dance is, he danced on the hoods of the serpent Kaliya. And to show to the world the beauty of his belly, he showed to Mother Yashoda. One time he opened his mouth, and Mother Yashoda saw all the Brahmandas within the mouth of Krishna. And Krishna performed all these beautiful pastimes. And then the question remains, that is that why Krishna has come to the world? So that's why he decided to go to the next mission. So he went to Dwarka, and then Dharma Samsthapan. He wanted to establish the religious principles. For that, he understood that he has to take help of Pandavas because they are very pious. So that's why Krishna he is fighting. He decided to make Yudhishthira as the king of the world. On the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Krishna has already taken a vow that I am not going to lift any weapon. Now, he is the God, but he wants to give the credit to Arjuna, Yudhishthira, Bhima. Otherwise, just imagine Krishna would have chosen, Krishna wanted to show to the world that let me show who is the boss. Then Krishna would have just taken his Sudarshan. And how Mahabharata would have been written? Kurukshetra war. Krishna came in the middle of the battlefield. He tightened his wrist belt and he invoked Sudarshan and he cut off the heads of all the Kuru army. Thus ends Mahabharata. That would have been that easy, but Krishna is not there to show his supremacy. Krishna wants to glorify his devotees. Rather, Krishna says that you fight and you take the credit. That's why Krishna says that you become just an instrument in my hands. And Arjuna, you will be glorified. Not just that, you will also get a flourishing kingdom that you can enjoy. And at the end of this life, you will definitely come to me because you are serving me. The same way in the pastime of Lord Sri Ram, for Hanuman, Lord Sri Ram said that you can jump, you are so powerful, you can jump and cross over the ocean and go and find Mother Sita. And when Hanuman came back, Lord Ram said, for me to cross the ocean, I need a bridge. So it appears that how Hanuman is, jumping and crossing the ocean, and he is so powerful, and he is simply a servant of Sri Ram. But Sri Ram says, I want Setu Bandhan. I want a bridge. Why does he want the bridge? Because he wants to give the service to all the devotees. One time Srila Prabhupada said that Lord Chaitanya, he would have, if he decided, he could have preached all over the world. He could have taken everyone to the spiritual world. But he is so merciful that he is giving us service. He is giving us some chance to, do some little bit of from our side to give some contribution in this mission. That is his mercy. Because he also wants to glorify the future, generation of devotees. Like you see, Srila Prabhupada, he came to the Western world. He came single-handedly. Now, Srila Prabhupada, he kept on preaching single-handedly all his life. And here he was so much glorified. He became Jagat Guru, Srila Prabhupada. So that is Krishna's mercy, that Krishna, whenever he sees that there is a devotee and he is very sincere, very honest, very dedicated, then Krishna takes the pleasure in glorifying his devotee. It is not that Shravanam, Kirtanam, that is only meant for the devotees. These are the Navavida Bhaktis, the 9 processes of devotional service. But Krishna also takes pleasure in hearing about his devotee. And Krishna sometimes, like in this verse itself, he is taking pleasure in glorification of his devotees. That is very beautiful to understand. In Srimad Bhagavatam, also it is said that Ete chamsa kala Krishna pumsaha Krishnastu Bhagavan swayam. Indrari vyakulam loke mridayanti yuge yuge. So Krishna comes whenever the enemies of Indra, they create havoc in the world. So Krishna comes. And in the pastime of Vaman, you see that Vamandev came and it appears that he came to punish Bali Maharaj. It appears to the world like that. Because he took birth as son of Aditi. That means he became little brother of Indra. And then Indra told Vamana that please take my heavenly planets back from this Bali. And it appears that Lord Vamandev is coming to help Indra and punish Bali Maharaj. In the 5th canto, 24th chapter, Bali Maharaj says that, actually first Vamandev says that, hey Bali, do you know that I favor demigods? And usually I do not favor the demons. But then Bali Maharaj, he says, my dear Lord, I beg to differ from you. So, Do you have different opinion? What is your opinion? So Bali Maharaj says, rather, it's not that you are, coming to kill the demons, but rather you come and you give the demigods all the, differently heavenly posts like Indra and different varieties of posts and different types of opulences. And in a way you cheat them because you keep them engaged in the material world. They remain karmi devotees. Their devotional service is mixed with the fruitive work. So, many times you see demigods, they are only attached to their positions. Like Indra, whenever there is somebody doing tapasya, he gets in stress. So he says, further, Bali Maharaj says, 5:24:24, that how foolish is this activity from Indra, that Sakshat Bhagwan, you have appeared from Aditi's womb, you have taken birth, you have taken the position of little brother of Indra. But what is he doing? He is asking you, to perform a service. Rather, he should have surrendered himself to you. That should have been the ideal case. And rather, you are coming here to punish me, but pumsam shlagya tamam manye dandam arhattam arpitam yam namata pita bhrata surudascha adishanti. He says that you have come here to punish me. This is what it appears, but this is not the complete truth. Actually, you are taking so much care of me that you are taking away everything material from me and awarding me the highest spiritual wealth. That is your mercy. And you are taking my care in a way that not any mother, not any father, not any brother, and not any best friend has ever taken care of their subordinates. Dandam arhattam arpitam. You are giving me the perfect punishment because your punishment is so sweet. So that is Bali Maharaj's prayers. And he says that it is not that Indra is, this time Indra, it appears that he is getting the mercy, but actually I am getting everything. Because you have taken away everything from me and you have given me yourself. Because later on, Vaman Dev, he agrees to become the doorkeeper of the Sutala Loka. So we see that there are varieties of reasons Krishna comes, but definitely he comes to glorify his pure devotees. And in this purport also, Kunti Maharani is saying that you come for various reasons. And you have taken birth in Yadu dynasty, that is your mercy. You can take birth anywhere because you are completely independent. But just like in the Malaya hills, the sandalwood is grown in abundance. The trees can grow anywhere and everywhere, but the sandalwood, that is like the best of the wood, that is many times we offer to the deities, and Krishna loves sandalwood, chandana. That comes in the Malaya. So that is your completely independence, but you choose to take birth from the dynasty of your great devotee Yadu. In this regard, Srila Prabhupada one time said that there are different varieties of woods. There is wood that is used as fuel. Many times in India, even today, they use the different types of wood for, different varieties, for cooking, for heating the water, for bath and stuff. The Srila Prabhupada was telling there is distinction. There are different types of wood. But if you do not know the value of the wood, then you may foolishly burn the sandalwood as a fuel. So Chanakya Pandit says, Ati parichayat avadnya santata gamanat anadaro bhavati Maliye bhilla purandri chandana taru kashtam indhanam kurute. So he says that if one does not know the value of a particular item, then you may not use it properly. So Srila Prabhupada mentions, if you do not know the value of the wood, you may foolishly use sandalwood as fuel. But actually it is not to be used as fuel. The same way, this human body is priceless. But if you use the human body just for the purpose of sense gratification, then it is just like using the sandalwood as fuel and burning it just for some ordinary purpose. So that's what Srila Prabhupada mentioned in a lecture in Honolulu. So we see that Krishna's appearance is transcendental. His activities are transcendental. Janma karma chame divyam. And it's not very easy to understand also, because Krishna, he mentions that if you understand the transcendental nature of my activities, my birth, then tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti sorjuna. That very thing can become the cause of, completely freeing of the bondage of the material world. So why Krishna appears? He comes for various reasons. Even in Chaitanya Charitamrita it is mentioned that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came mostly for prema rasa niryasa karite aswadan. He wanted to reciprocate in the most loving manner with his devotees. He wanted to give love and he wanted to take love from his devotees. For that transaction he came. And also he came for raga marga bhakti loke karite pracharan. So that is the second reason. He also wanted to give the transcendental science of Krishna consciousness. He wanted to preach to the world about bhakti marga, the devotional service. But Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he mentions that that is not only the reason. These are external reasons. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came ultimately because he wanted to know what kind of love Srimati Radharani experiences. And how come she is so happy in my service? Ideally, I am being served, so I should be getting more pleasure from that service, whatever she is performing. But how is it that she is getting more and more bliss by serving me? And what is there in me that attracts her so much? He wanted to know that. That's why he came. So one should understand that Krishna, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came because Krishna wanted to know what is the position of Srimati Radharani. So there are various reasons have been given in the Shastras by various acharyas. And Srila Prabhupada, he always, he emphasized that we should always follow Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because he is our hero. And he has given us this opportunity to be part of his mission, by which we can all very easily, without much, too much of stress. This process is so easy only by chanting and glorifying Krishna, hearing his pastimes and trying to remember all these beautiful pastimes. We can very easily purify ourselves and go back to the spiritual world. So that's very easy and very simple, sublime process that is given to us by Srila Prabhupada. So I'll stop here if anybody has any questions, comments. We still have 10 minutes. It's not mentioned like that, but Srimati Radharani's position is considered the topmost among the devotees of Krishna. And it is also mentioned that they both are the same, Radha Krishna. They both are, they're Eka Atma Dui Dehadari. So that's why Srimati Radharani has Mahabhav. All of us, we can have bhav, we can have love for Krishna. But she doesn't have only love for Krishna, she has Mahabhav. Her love is something that we cannot even understand. We cannot begin to understand. So that's why in regards to Srimati Radharani, it is mentioned very specifically that she rather, she makes Krishna mesmerized. Krishna gets amazed. How come she is so, enlivened? When she looks at me, what is there in me? So Krishna is just like a beautiful lotus flower. And the lotus flower, this example is very beautiful. That the most beautiful lotus flower can understand about its beauty. The lotus flower can see himself in the mirror. But can the lotus test the honey in its buds? Is it not? It's not possible. So that's why, like, Radharani is like that bumblebee, and Krishna is like that beautiful lotus. And to understand his own position, and to understand what is there in me that attracts Srimati Radharani so much, that's why Krishna decided to come as Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There is this direct, beautiful verse. Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrishova Noyeva Swadyo Yenadbhuta Madhurima Kidrishova Madiyaha Saukhyam Chasya Madanubhavataha Kidrisho Veti Lobhat Tadbhavadyam Samajani Shachi Garbhasindau Harinduhu. So especially, it is mentioned about Srimati Radharani's glories that Krishna thought. These are Krishna's thoughts being revealed to all of us by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. That Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrishova Madiya. Krishna is thinking, how can I understand the position of Srimati Radharani? Her Pranaya Mahima, the kind of love she has for me, how can I understand that? Swadyo Yenad Bhutamadurima Kidrishova Madiya. How can I ever understand that what type of pleasure, what type of bliss she experiences in serving me? Saukhyam chasyad madanubhavata. So what kind of great pleasure she derives from my service. And what is there in me that attracts her the most? For these three reasons, Lord Sri Chaitanya appeared in the glorious womb of Mother Shachi. Just like the moon comes from the milk ocean, the same way Lord Chaitanya appeared from the womb of Mother Shachi. So these direct statements are there in the Chaitanya Charitamrita about Srimati Radharani. But about all the other devotees, they are also experiencing their own different rasas. That's why it is called rasa. Krishna has a rasa with a particular devotee, and that particular devotee has a type of sentiment, a type of rasa that he enjoys with Krishna. So they both have a very special and very unique relationship that is not there with anyone else. That's why everyone is unique. In this entire creation, everyone is unique and everyone has a special rasa with Krishna. That's why Srila Prabhupada, he mentioned that there is no competition. It's not that we're trying to be better than this devotee or that devotee. The only competition is with ourselves. We just want to purify ourselves. We have to be just better than what we were yesterday and somehow attain the same position that we already had. So that's very important to understand. Everyone is unique and everyone has a particular beautiful relationship with Krishna. But when it comes to Radharani, her position is completely the highest. She is described as another body of Krishna. Krishna Pranasthita Radha. The very life air of Lord Shri Krishna has taken the body of Srimati Radharani. So they both are one soul, but they have taken two bodies so that they can have a beautiful relationship and they can have different beautiful pastimes. Anybody has any other question? Maharaj? Yes, Maharaj. Can use this.
Just move it over.
No, you sit here.
I'll get on the other side. Here it is. Maharaj. Yeah, it's working. Thank you. Thank you. Where there's a will, there's a way. But that's another talk. Again, I wanted to thank you very much for a wonderful class in which many questions which arise you elaborated on and made it certainly clarified. So that's very, very wonderful. One of the points that you made again and again at the very beginning was that Krishna, one of his reasons for appearing is to glorify his devotees. And there's no question about that. But the question that arises, why does he have to glorify his devotees? He's happy without glorifying his devotees. So it came to me as you were speaking that one of the reasons he would glorify his devotees is that is to show us how great they are so that we will follow in the footsteps of those devotees. In other words, Arjuna acts in a certain way. You know, at the beginning, he doesn't want to fight this battle, and then eventually he yields to fight it, and at the end he says, "Now I am ready to follow in your instructions." So all of the different great devotees, such as the Pandavas, they all go forth. They all are ready to serve. They are ready to surrender. They are ready to die for the love of Krishna. This is a very high level of affection. And so this is what he tells us all as devotees. Be ready to give up your life for me, okay? You see, and because you are ready to give up your life and you don't even think that that's of any value, of any greatness, of any wonder, that it's something, as far as you're concerned, you owe it to me. That's your feeling. And therefore you're willing to give up that life. But Krishna sees this as, yes, what a wonderful example this is. If everyone wants to go back home, back to Godhead, they should have this same attitude of self-surrender to me. And as a result, I will feel so obliged to them because they're willing to give and not even feel that they're giving anything. Therefore, I am obliged to them, and the obligation is to bring them back home, back to Godhead, and keep them close to me, because that love that they're expressing is what I thrive on. That's the main point.
Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.